What's up, beer drinkers? How y'all doing this week? Sorcerer Chromatic is back this week, and he and I drink and review beers from Bell's Brewery and Jester King Brewery. Jester King is a collab with Good Line Brewing. Anyway, he and I talk about Bell's Brewing. I said it was from Grand Rapids. I had forgotten. He corrected me, Comstock, and I never went back to verify. But yeah, I'm clearing the air right now. Bell's Brewery is out of Comstock, Michigan. And then after that, we have our beer news. I talk about Almanac Brewing. Actually, they're not brewery anymore. They are an Adventureland. And we'll get to that when we get to the beer news. I'll expand more on that. And then for our Cöld Brüe List, Sorcerer Chromatic gives us a rundown of names of different beers with the shot combo. I'll give you the first one. It's Boilermaker. So think of something like that. So there's quite a few of them around the world too, not just in the U.S. And then, of course, we have our Drunken Shenanigans. I talk about my cultured weekend, if you were. And we talk a little bit more about pop culture in there. But yeah, had a great time. Glad he's back. Don't forget to follow us on Untappd and on Instagram. Search Cöld Brüe Podcast and friend us, and we'll friend you back. So without further ado, it's time for another Cöld Brüe. Coming at you pre-recorded from Cöld Brüe Studios. I am Greg. He is Sorcerer Chromatic, and we're here to talk about beer.
Yes, we are.
Lovely to have you back, man.
Oh yeah. It was a untimely scratch on my part, but
A confluence of events, as they say.
there you go. Who are they?
They seem to be talking a lot.
Yes.
Now, how you doing, man? How you doing this week?
Okay. I had that holiday, that Juneteenth off.
Oh,
And
okay, nice.
don't get me wrong. Yeah, I enjoy a holiday. Just the whole tease. It's in the summer, and it came on a Thursday. It fell on a Thursday this year. So then we had to go back to work on Friday, and then my girls go to like a summer school equivalent. So yeah, they were just dragging us like you wouldn't believe Friday morning. I mean, we took them out. We had fun and stuff. So yeah, it was just it was a tease. Now I'm down to holiday just as much as the next guy, but let's just couple it up, make it a weekend thing.
Yeah, Juneteenth observance.
Yes, Juneteenth observance, Thanksgiving observance, Christmas observance. All the like. I mean, yeah, Halloween should be like the last Saturday of the month or Friday, whatever. It's a little bit more practical and efficient for those who get to celebrate, and I get it. If you don't get it and you have to work, so be it. Just another day for you. But
right.
Don't spoil my fun. Or actually, my observing. It's because I observe.
Right. I think I was thinking I think city workers like garbage men, they probably have like the most stringent or the least amount of paid holidays.
Right. But they get a lot of floaters and holiday pay and all that stuff too.
Yeah, because most of them are union, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. But no, I was just thinking but practicality wise, you're right. Especially for businesses, especially July, something like July 4th. That one goes back and forth. It's like a typewriter. It goes through all the days and then goes right back, and then it goes through all the days and goes right back.
Yeah, fortunately, it's a Friday this year, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Everyone that works is excited. It makes it a 3-day holiday.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, that's coming up in a couple weeks, so we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But right now, let's drink some beer, shall we?
Sure.
All right. Today I have in front of me from our good friends up at Bell's Brewing. Where are they out of? Grand Rapids, if memory serves, right? Is it on the can?
Oh, it's Comstock.
It's not on the can. I think you might be right. I have their light.
Oh no, that's Founders, right? Founders is Comstock.
You know, I'll find out when I look it up.
There you go.
I'll remind myself when I look it up. I should know this,
And
but
through
whatever.
the magic of editing, we got it all right.
Lighthearted IPA. It's their local IPA. They don't call it a session IPA. They call it a local IPA. It is 4.0 ABV. And there's not much on the can. All it just says is 115 carbs, 11 grams of, no, that can't be right. 115 calories, 115 carbs. Can you imagine 115 grams of carbs in a can of beer?
That's sugar water right there. Right?
No shit. No, it's 115 calories, 11 carbs, and 1 gram of protein, 0 grams of fat. You know what it is they put the number after the category, and it's listed like right in a row, like a list of ingredients instead of like up and down, like in columns. Okay. And so it says calories 115, carbs 11 grams. So that's why when I looked at it, I said 115 carbs because I didn't see the comma. And 4% alcohol by volume. So without further ado, Papa, what do you got?
I have a beer that's a holdover from last week. Okay. It's a collab beer from Jester King and Good Line Brewery. Okay. Yeah. But it's actually brewed and canned by Jester King in Austin, Texas. Right. But this beer is called Dadcore.
Okay.
Instead of hardcore, it's Dadcore.
Yeah.
It's a West Coast style Pilsner. I'll just read the online description. Built for backyard hangs, post-mo reflections, audiobooks about submarines, and anyone blasting Creed with the windows down. I don't know about Creed, but I get it.
Hey, what do you call it? What's that one? Damn it, I can't think of the song. They fucking 6 Feet from the Edge.
There you go.
That's a good one.
Brewed in collaboration with Jester King's good friends at Good Line Beer Company out of Lubbock, Texas.
Lubbock, Texas.
Dadcore is a clean-cut West Coast style Pilsner hopped with Cascade, Simcoe, Mosaic, and Columbus. This collab has roots. Jester King's co-founder Jeff and Good Line's co-owner first crossed paths at homebrewers at Austin Homebrew Supply many years ago, and no kids ago, before either opened a brewery. Now that life has a little more dadcore, they came together to make something simple, snappy, and damn satisfying to celebrate the fact. Dadcore is crisp, dry, and refreshing with just the right kiss of pine and citrus to keep things interesting. A little bitter snap, a little zest, and a whole lot of, yeah, I'll take another. This is the beer that shows up, knows the playlist, and brings out a folding chair. Whether you're looking for a draft feature as the Texas heat wakes from its nap, or a fridge stocker that doesn't get old, Dadcore fits the bill.
And so you know why?
Why?
Because when you are with me, I'm free. Nice. Good timing. We didn't even practice that.
We didn't.
No, very nice. I like the write-up. So this lighthearted IPA, I looked it up real quick. Here's the write-up. Lighthearted is an aromatic balance and incredibly easy drinking. This local IPA has only 110 calories. Wait a minute. Didn't I just read 115? Yeah, they lie. They lie on well, yeah.
They calculate when you pour out a little tip for the homies.
Okay. 110 calories, yet all the heart. Centennial and Galaxy hops result in citrus and pine aromas, while a variety of specialty malts help give Lighthearted its body and flavor. And I know, to be honest, with as far as IPAs go, this does not have a lot of body, but that's by design. I mean, they have to cut back on the malt because that's what adds mostly to the calories and the ABV. So, but the hops are there. And so you got a lot of there's a little bit of pine, there's some citrus going on. A little bit, I'm getting a little bit of stone fruitiness in there. and I think it's got a very light mouthfeel too. And so, yeah, like you're waiting for this big explosion of flavors. There is flavor there. There is some backbone there as far as like a session IPA goes. It's not, um, it's not, it doesn't let you down on flavor. If you're going in expecting a full body, thick, juicy IPA, you're not going to get it. But if you go in there just like a little, expecting a hint of an IPA, but it's a lot more in that way. It's a lot more refreshing though. It's a lot more crisp. So I'm digging it. So how's your beer?
All right. Well, I did my my signature pour, so I had to wait for it to settle out a little bit.
Okay.
So it fits the bill for what it says it is. It's a West Coast style Pilsner, a little bit hoppier than average. I don't know the actual score on it. Oh, I didn't say it's a 1.5% ABV, but
oh wow,
it's very light. It's very crisp, but it's also it's got a hoppier profile than the average Pilsner. So
gotcha.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a kick.
What's the color like? Is it super light straw or does it have a little goldish?
Yeah, it's super light straw, and then yeah, it foamed up on me. Yeah, it looks like just the classic, cartoon beer image.
Yeah,
Nice light color, a nice white foam.
Yeah, mine's a little hazy and a little bit on the gold side, leaning a little tint of copper.
Too, it's not that aromatic, but it's got big flavor. I think that's one of the things that kind of makes it a sleeper. You look at it and wouldn't think it has this big flavor. It does. The mouthfeel is light too. So yeah, all this hop note I'm getting at the end is really, really prominent.
Very nice. All right, we will rate our beers later on during the Untappd portion of our show. Don't forget to follow us on Untappd, search Cöld Brüe Podcast, and friend us, and we'll friend you back. But right now, it's time for some beer news. Thank you. All right, thank you. I'm not done yet, though. I'm not done. I haven't even started yet.
Your neighbors are so supportive. It's awesome.
Yeah, I have them sitting on the couch right now.
Oh.
They can hear my side, but they can't hear you. So, unfortunately.
They're drinking all your beer while you record.
Behind my back. I can see him. I can see him kind of. All right.
But you can't stop it.
I downloaded this article a couple weeks ago and I've been keeping it in my back pocket, so to speak. This comes to us from the San Francisco Chronicle. Yeah. The headline is "The Bay Area's geekiest craft brewery distanced itself from beer. It's never been more popular." Toddlers are climbing up a plastic slide in the middle of a gigantic sandbox at Almanac Adventureland in Alameda. Their parents slurping frosé at picnic tables nearby. Indoors, kids are springing up and down in a bouncy house, while adolescents are frantically twitching their wrist at pinball machines. If it weren't for all the stainless steel beer tanks, you might think this is a Chuck E. Cheese, not a brewery. We don't view Almanac as a craft brewery anymore," said Damian Fagan, CEO of what was formerly known as Almanac Beer Company. "Those days have gone. About a year and a half ago, he painted over the Beer Co., part of the 25-foot logos that adorn the sides of the 30,000 square foot building. He added Adventureland to the logos a few weeks back. Fagan now prefers to view Almanac as a gathering place for the community, a hub for families, birthday parties, baby showers, even live wrestling events. I hate the word taproom because it's such a narrow concept," Fagan said. "The most popular order is the non-alcoholic kids slushy." He's brought this same approach to Almanac's second location, which he calls the West Oakland Clubhouse, at the newly opened food hall Prescott Market. There, too, Almanac has installed the sandbox plus kids' games and an Airstream trailer that frequently operates as a mimosa hydration station. Fagan hopes to open 6 or 7 more Almanac outposts within the next few years. At a time when craft breweries are struggling and some of the Bay Area's most illustrious names are merging to stay afloat, Almanac presents a fascinating case study in total metamorphosis. Over its 15 years in the business, Almanac went from one of the Bay Area's geekiest craft beer projects to possibly its most populist, with an approach that deliberately downplays the role of beer. When Almanac first started, the beer was the moment, said the executive vice president of sales, Kevin Scholes. And now we feel like we want a beer to be part of the moment. The approach seems to be working. Unlike many of its peers, Almanac is profitable, according to Scholes, and those profits are growing. In its first 2 months, sales at the West Oakland Clubhouse have been roughly double what Fagan had projected. Adventureland sees up to 3,000 visitors on Saturdays, Scholes says, which he believes could make it Northern California's busiest tap room, or if not a tap room, whatever it is. This goes on a lot more, but I think that's the bulk of the issue I want to get to. How do you feel about that?
That's great for him. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I guess part of being the responsibility of being an owner slash, I don't know, is he the brewmaster or head brewer? Be that as it may, regardless, the fact is, it's his business. He has a bottom line. He needs to present goals. He sees that the because we talked about that, we joked about that, kids in the tap room and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
he obviously sees that it is some part of the beer community, and he's embracing it way above and beyond than most other places are. And you know what, good for him. I have 2 young kids. I don't know if I'd go to one necessarily, because me, I get smashed anyway. So yeah, like
then your wife's got 3 kids to look after.
pretty much, yeah. Like she doesn't already, but regardless, yeah, and not to knock, if I not to knock regular tap rooms, but yeah, if I went to a regular tap room, it's up to me to bring, the damn iPad or coloring books or crayons and all that stuff for my kids, if I expect them to maintain composure as long as they can in public. So
Right.
Yeah, it's what do I want to say? Yeah, he made it a fun place, and it's they called it like a Chuck E. Cheese, so it's almost like it's not undoable. I mean, do I dare say it's not original? Well, it's not original for a brewery to do it or a tap room to convert that way, but it is a family play. I stop and think, like, even like this place in Milpitas, or called Big Al's,
Yeah.
which has like the sports bar, and I think they have bowling and arcade and stuff like that too. It's like, well, that's not far off. But the fact too is Almanac brews their own beer, and they brew a lot of great beers too. So
world-class beers.
yeah, I mean, kudos to him for seeing that. Hey, to survive, I got to adapt a little bit more than everyone else too.
Yeah, it seems like he's more on the more progressive side. He's leaning into it way deeper than just, hey, let me add like a couple pinball machines or like a game of Scrabble or Boggle in the corner so the kids could play, like with the sandbox and of course, they all have non-alcoholic drinks. Pretty much every tap room you go to has a non-alcoholic drink, whether it's a can of soda or maybe root beer on tap. I've seen that before. For the kids, or not just for the kids, for the people who are accompany the beer drinkers that don't want to drink.
Right. The non-beer drinkers.
Right. And then, of course, athletic. You see a lot of time places will have athletic, the non-alcohol beer, and other non-alcoholic, I guess, beverages that would be normally considered or that are normally contain alcohol, but they have a non-alcoholic form. You know what I mean? Like virgin coladas and stuff. But
just the whole NA line is
yeah,
still it's a market that is more popular these days, I guess, or more popular than I really thought it'd be.
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever outgrow or overtake the alcoholic part, but it is growing because people want something different. They want an alternative. But yeah, I haven't been there. I haven't been. I don't think I've ever been to. Have you been? You've been to Almanac at least once, right? Way back in the day, back in 2014, 15 days.
I believe so.
I think you
Because
went.
yeah, when you go to Alameda to go drinking, you hit up a lot of places.
Yeah, I can't keep track of all my
Yes.
like 10 years ago and shit. Um, so I like it. I mean, instead of trying to hold its own and trying to, because craft beer is getting less geeky these days. You're not uh, the the niche is kind of worn off a little bit, I guess you could say. I don't know if that's the proper term, but it's you have to, and I've talked about it with people here, people who own breweries, and you can't just offer a tap room anymore. You need something to keep people coming back. You need a reason to come back. And it sounds like they're trying to make it into more like a family style, not arcade, or because if you look at the pictures, it still looks like a traditional tap room, but they just have more things to do for the community rather than just hardcore beer drinkers. So
Yeah, and then too, just in my mind, I'm kind of looking at tap rooms I've been to and stuff, and a lot of them I just don't see it working because they don't have the size, So I think
yeah,
Almanac is probably more fortunate to have some bigger size because
right.
if you have all that stuff, you still want to kind of keep it separated, right? Just because it's a kid friendly place doesn't mean everyone's going to bring kids there. There's still going to be
Yeah.
loyal fans and patrons of Almanac going,
Yeah.
regardless if they have a family or not. Because like me, I still kind of keep my outings kid free. So that's
Hmm.
what, at the same time it doesn't limit me, but at the same time that's what I want to do. So
Yeah.
more power to me.
And what I something that pointed out by my friend Will, when we were driving back from Firestone Walker, we stopped at Highland Park Brewery at the Hermosillo, which is in LA, and
Yeah.
indoors was 21 and up. So it's like, because it was like a bar.
Yeah.
It was darkly lit.
Oh,
There's
okay.
booths. They have like a U-shaped bar, and then outdoors was community. Is all family. So there's a lot of kids and families out there. Kids running around playing, having fun. They weren't like terrorizing. They were just being kids. And so there was a line there. There was if you wanted to go there just to drink, then you can go inside and have it be more laid back. People know people know how to act in a bar. But then
Right.
if you wanted, if you didn't mind, or if you had kids, and if you wanted to be, I wanted to be outside because it was a beautiful day outside. Now something like that couldn't swing here in Arizona during the summer. You couldn't you couldn't say,
Yeah.
okay, everyone with kids go outside in 110 degrees.
Yeah. You'd be killing families. Right?
here's here's a little oscillating fan and a spray bottle for keep
Right.
cool. But some place like California, like especially in the, or even in the Bay Area where it's got moderate climate, you can have that, you could run that place almost 24/7 like that, or 365 for the most part. Put some heaters in there during the winter, but yeah, it goes to the point I was trying to make is, in this day and age, craft beer owners have to, they can't just be the regular business, industrial business park, open up a roll up door and here's my tap room anymore. You need something bigger. I'm not to knock them because that's where they started, but they opened up a spot in was it not Cupertino, by the Prune Yard, Strike Brewing, like that
Yeah.
model, their original spot. You can't open a place like that anymore these
Right.
days.
I mean, because they even expanded from the original spot too.
Yeah, yeah. You
Or
told me
even
I didn't.
Drake's slowly evolved, and then they actually ended opening up other locations just in general.
Right. They had that restaurant. See, and that brings people coming back. The restaurant. So
Right,
anyway,
and they also got this thing called the farm, which is like a huge open land area.
oh yeah, see, there you go. And Russian River, they have like what do they call it, the barn or something like that? I forgot that place in Windsor. Place is beautiful. I've never been, but it looks gorgeous online. But if
I
you
know
go to
it's in Windsor. I've never been there either. I didn't know. I still thought it was called Russian River. I didn't realize they gave it a different name
it's called
or
Russian
a
River.
sub name. Yeah.
Yeah, a subtitle.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they do have a subtitle, but I couldn't tell you what it is. But yeah, it just that's the nature of the beast these days. So Almanac is totally going for it. So good for them. All right, so that's all I have really in the beer news. I've been wanting to talk about that for a while because I think it's important. I think it's a trend that's going to be evolving in the next like 2 or 3 years. You're going to start seeing more. In fact, there's a place called Oso out here, and they have like 3 or 4 spots around the valley, and one of them has a full blown dog park, like huge. You talk about kids running around, dogs running around, barking and yapping all over the place. So just different things, different strokes for different folks, man. You see what works. All right, that's all I have for this week. So you know what that means?
Hey, I wonder if they're gonna do
Yeah.
like late after the families go home, if they're gonna do some dog fighting. That'd be cool.
Yeah, Michael Vick's a co-owner.
Right. Yes.
All right, so you know what that means? That I'm done with my beer news.
I think I do.
It means it's time for everyone's favorite segment on Cöld Brüe because it's my favorite segment. It's time for the Cöld Brüe List.
What happened to Nelson?
I told you I had to reset my mixer and I forgot to add our new usual stuff. I'll have it for next week.
Hey, I know that's like a DJ thing and all that, but you know what that reminds me of is Spider-Man when the kid's DJing and he's all yelling Penis Parker.
That's right. Oh shit!
Because he was going crazy with that effect. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I have a list, an interesting one. Iconic beer and shot combos from around the world.
Oh, like tequila and mezcal?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, tequila's only like beer. It's not really beer.
Oh, true.
Okay. So number 1 on this list, but it's not in order.
Oh, okay.
Popular in the U.S. and the rest of the world, the Boilermaker.
Oh yeah, what's that again?
Beer.
Oh,
a beer and a shot of whiskey.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Shot of whiskey. That's what makes a Boilermaker.
Yeah. So there's no, I guess, right or wrong way to do it. As long as one drink is a beer and one is a whiskey.
And usually it's the beers for the back, right? You take the shot and then you drink the beer, like not pound it, but just sip on it.
I believe so.
Okay.
Oh wait, there's also a debate on how the combo should be consumed. Some down the shot and then chase it with a brew, or others sip the two intermittently, and some insist on dumping the shot into the beer and drinking them together. No, I don't know about that.
Yeah, sounds like a waste. Both drinks.
Yeah,
unless they're cheap. Whatever. All right, what's next?
I know people. Well, that's the thing. People say, some people are snobs about chasing liquor at the same time. Why'd you order both then?
Yeah, true.
Next is popular in Philadelphia. It's called the Citywide Special. This is, I guess, a variation of the Boilermaker because it's a can of Pabst Blue Ribbon and a shot of Jim Beam.
Oh, okay. Well, you can't drop the shot in your can of Tats.
No, you can't. It's also called the Citywide or the Special. So,
okay. if they're into brevity, that is.
Yeah. This is an interesting one. A Chicago Handshake. It's an old style beer and a shot of Jepson's Malort.
I have never
heard
Malort.
about this. Yeah, I've heard about this, and it's now available in California. But I heard it's like harsh and rank, and just like you're unless you built up an acquirement for the flavor, it's gonna knock you down your first few go rounds.
That's what I hear too.
Hey, real quick too, remember Detroit style?
Yeah. I was about to say the Chicago Handshake sounds like something that should be in Urban Dictionary.
Right.
I might look it up to see if it's in there or something else. Oh, keep going.
All right, here you go. This one's called a half and half in Scotland. It's a half pint of lager and a 1 ounce shot of blended scotch. Oh, so it's like a little lunch break special, right?
Yeah. Lunch break. I like it.
Yeah. Half and half. Next is the Kopshoot. I'm gonna say it's it's out of the Netherlands. So Kopstoot. Oh, not shoot, stoot. Kopstoot. But it's a lager or a pilsner and a shot of I can't say this. Geneva.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's a popular. Yeah, it's a popular liqueur.
All
Oh,
right.
no, it's pronounced Kopstoot. And yeah,
Okay.
that Geneva stuff. It's that Dutch liqueur. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. There's 4 or 5 Chicago handshakes in Urban Dictionary. The first one is the act of killing someone by shaking their hand, pulling a gun from a pocket, and shooting them while pulling them towards you. Invented by Al Capone, it says here. I don't know if that's true. Another definition is a drink order, like we just said. And then a handshake, which money is exchanged for the purpose of bribing. You know, when you palm money and you give a yeah. They in this case, but I don't know if it's primarily just Chicago. But the other one is this next one is again when you shake someone's hand and pull out a snub nose 38. It says, and then here's the one that's a little bit the dirtiest out of all of them. Just a slang term referring to a hand job.
There you go.
All right.
I like how you did a sub list story in my list story section.
I didn't expect it. I just thought it was going to have one entry.
All right. Next is the Lutej log. And it's L U with the umlauts, TTJE, and the next word lag, LAGE. It's out of Germany.
Okay, sounds right.
It's a small pour of wheat beer and a shot of corn schnapps.
Oh, maybe
it's a grain-based schnapps. So it's kind of like a moonshine whiskey, I guess.
Oh yeah, okay, I see it.
All right, so now this goes on to the combos that are mixed together.
Oh, okay.
So the first one is a Dublin drop, and it's a pint of Guinness, a shot of equal parts Irish cream liqueur, and Irish whiskey. So I guess that's the correct term for Irish car bomb.
Yeah, I think so. The PC version, yeah.
Yeah. So then some others dabble with what's actually in the shot.
Okay.
Next is the sake bomb, right? A Japanese lager like Sapporo, Asahi, or Kirin, and then a shot of sake.
Yep. Both dry drinks, because usually Sapporo and Asahi. I'm not sure about Kirin, but those are dry beers.
Yeah. Then the Somaik out of South Korea. It's a pale lager and a shot of soju.
Have you ever had soju?
Yeah.
What's it like?
It's it's like a wine. It's like a flavored wine. You just kind of pick what flavor you want.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think it was like bubbly necessarily, but I just had like just a taste of it, just to like see what it was about. Okay, next is Yorish from Russia. It's a pale lager and a shot of vodka.
No, I didn't know that had a name, but yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but no, you bomb it. You mix it together. So
yeah, I understand. Yeah, these are all the bombers.
All right. Well, that concludes this list.
Very nice. So I've had maybe 2 of those on the list. That'd be the 3. The Dublin drop, the sake bomb, and the what do you call it? The Boilermaker.
Boilermaker.
Yeah, but I took the shot and just chased it with beer.
Yeah, I think that's how I did it. I'm there with you too. I didn't do anything else. I mean the city's white special. I don't know if I'll do that one per se, but very similar. A lot of these are similar beers and whiskey.
Right. Citywide special, is that whiskey or scotch? I forgot. Let me see.
Yeah, it's Jim Beam.
Oh yeah,
So bourbon.
it's bourbon. Oh, okay. Very nice. Yeah, I think most of those days are behind me now. The big drinking days. I'll stick with beer. Thank you. All right. Yeah, thanks for the list. How's your beer treating you?
Good. I think as I'm sipping it more, my palate adjusted, so the hoppiness mellowed out. So this is turned into a nice, very, very light, like almost crushable. I don't want to disrespect it and say, oh yeah, you just slam these guys, because it's got a lot of notes going on with all the hops added.
Right. What's it called again? I know it's by Jester King. What's the name of it? Jester King collab.
Jester King and Goodline. It's called Dadcore.
Oh, that's right, Dadcore. There it is. All right, and what would you like to rate this beer at?
I'm gonna give it a 3.75.
Ooh, okay. You're right there with everyone else, man. Pretty much, it's 3.77 as an overall rating. None of our friends have rated it. So check in 3.75, and what kind of notes you want to leave on it?
Crisp, light, and hoppy.
Light and crisp, light and hoppy. Save and check in. So mine is the lighthearted IPA. You know what? And I noticed too the last week when I had the little baby Wyatt. It's another session IPA. They're not big on flavor, but as you sip it and you keep going, you because at first you're waiting for that big IPA flavor, whether it's West Coast or hazy, the different styles, and you don't get the full effect, but you get a little bit of it. But that in a way makes you want it more. It makes you want to go back and drink it more. And not that you're going to be slamming these down, but it makes you want to. I mean, that's a really good aspect of beer, is making you want to sip it again. And then you're used to that, the amount of flavor it gives you. And so then it's like, it's not a big deal anymore. It's not like you feel like it's lacking. Because at first sip, I will admit, I felt like it was lacking flavor. But that's because I was just drinking a standard IPA, West Coast style IPA earlier today. So that's that. I'm not trying to qualify this beer. That's just my experience with it. So I'm digging it. I like this one. This one it's good, but it's different than the one from last week, because that last one was a hazy. This one's kind of hazy, but it's also kind of clear. Then this one's more piney. This is more on the piney side, a little bit of floral. I don't get as much stone fruit as I thought I did in the beginning. It's more like piney and danky and floral. So I'm gonna give this one a 4.25. So I had lighthearted IPA, has an overall rating of 3.54. And people didn't like it. And our friends rated it for 3.44. There's 5 of them. Roshim gave it a 3.5. Jake J gave it a 3.5. Travis M gave it a 2.75. And John W gave it a 2.8. Oh, he really didn't like it. Okay, he couldn't give it a 2.75. Oh, Jake J, he rated it back in March 2020. He said, "What a fucking week." I guess he means like his week. Oh yeah, because it was March 20th of 2020, and that's the week that the U.S. shut everything down. So he wasn't calling it a weak beer. He was saying, what a week. Yeah, I'm with you, my friend. Shit. So to go back to my check-in, 4.25. And I am going to say it is Piney and floral. Save and check in. All right. I went to I had a very cultured weekend this weekend. On Saturday, my daughter had a dance recital, so went to that. She only had one routine, and there were 39 routines, and she wanted to stay till the end. Because at the end, like, no, because the end, the whole whoever stays can come out and give a bow at the end. So she likes to stay for that. And one time she got to hand flowers to the director, because they take volunteers on who gets to hand flowers out to the on special occasions. And then a couple years ago, she got recognized because she had she was there for 5 years. I think this year this time will make it 8 years. So in 2 more years, she'll get a 10-year trophy, and then when she graduates high school, she gets like a little gift and honored on stage. So I don't know if she's not doing it just for that, but that's part of it. Yeah, you know, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind watching all of it to see my daughter. I just wish she was later in the program, so I had something to look forward to. Because once she came out, I think her dance troupe was 11th, and so then I had like 28 more to sit through after that.
Oh,
and you know, you got to love the little ones, the little 4-year-old, 5-year-olds that could barely like walk onto the stage, because they're always cute. And then the teachers also perform, and they're like almost like basically a step below professionals. So it's always good to watch it. And it's like what some of these dancers could do, like, you know, the strength that they show and their agility is like amazing. But sometimes it's like I find myself, you know, like bored because I'm not into their routine or their song. So there's good parts and bad parts. And then today I went to go see my friend Ronnie. Invited me to go with her because she has season tickets to the ASU Gamage, which is their theater. I went to go see the play Life of Pi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was that movie that came out like I don't know, like 15 years ago or something like that, maybe 12 years, or I don't know. Came out a while ago.
What was a book? I remember it was a book like back in the high school days.
Oh, it was? I didn't know. I knew there was a book. I didn't know which came out first. But that makes more sense. I remember seeing the movie, and I was just like, it's okay. But watching it as a play, it's kind of fun because, you know, the set direction and how they were able to move back and forth from the from when he's telling a story to when the story's actually happening is I thought they did pretty good, and I was entertained. I liked it. So I had a big dose of culture this weekend with the dance recital and then the play. The only thing I needed to cap it off was a concert.
Have you seen the movie?
Yeah, I saw the movie like around when it came out though.
Okay. Was it like the story spot
on? Yeah, pretty much. I think the movie they didn't have him as a kid. In the movie, they started off the movie when he was a kid and how he got the name Pi. Because his name, this is not spoiling anything, but his name is Piscine. And because his parents named it because they like the word piscine. It's French for swimming pool. Like, you know, Spanish is piscina. But when he was in school, okay. But when he was in school, you know, third graders, of course, are going to call him pissing. Because even though he's Indian, they speak English at his school. So he learned how to he memorized pi to like, I don't know, the 50th decimal point, and so that's how he got the name Pi. And in the play, they just kind of glossed over everything. He just said his name. He was already an adult. He was never a kid. They didn't have like a kid actor. He was just already an adult in the play, and they just referenced it. He's not Piscine anymore. He's Pi. That's it. But other than that, it's pretty spot on as far as, you know, his journey. And then at the end, it's they call his bullshit, and then he tells how it really the reality of the story, and then he leaves it up to him, you know, the guy taking note of the story? Did it really happen that way, or did it happen the other way? Which one is a better story? So it's an allegory of the validity of religion, any religion, not just Christianity, Hindu, or Muslim. Those are the three they bring up in the play. So I thought it was pretty good. That's the whole concept of the. If I ruined it for everyone, I'm sorry.
Wait, say it again.
If I ruined it for anybody, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I ruined the.
You cut out. You said if I like is and then like.
Oh, I gotcha.
Right when you said if I, it cut out on me. Sorry.
Oh, gotcha. No problem. All right, that's all I had for this week. Anything you'd like to bring up?
Well, going back to we talked about holidays on Thursday on Juneteenth.
Yeah.
I took my kids to Great America just for like half the day.
Yeah.
They're little. There's not a lot of rides for them. There is a water park, but they can't swim by themselves. So yeah, they have the sprinklers and all the sprayers, but they'll just get bullied around by the kids just shooting people. They shoot. So yeah, we just did a half day. They did the little rides and got some popcorn and had a good little family time. And then last night my wife she had her department ceremony for her graduation because she got her master's. So it was nice dinner. And it's back at San Jose State, and gosh, I haven't been there on campus in the longest. And gosh, this new building we were in with the ballroom and stuff was incredibly nice. It was cool.
That's cool. Where was it at on campus?
Well, it's the old student union. Well, they extended like a new wing on it. So
okay.
Before, like the footprint was over the old I guess student services center and all the student organization center. I forgot what the building was called back in the day.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right on. How many was it? Like a lot of people, or just a small gathering?
Well, for her department, they graduated. I think it was, I want to say 23 people, but of the 23, only 18 showed up.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, and kind of like your situation. My wife was like the fourth person to get up and give a speech. Granted, it was just a quick speech, but I was hoping or I was just waiting forever for her to get down off the stage and so we could go. Yeah. But they had a bunch of speakers. It was cool though. It's cool.
Yeah. Now when you're older, you can sit through it a little easier. It's when you're younger, you're a little antsy.
Definitely.
Well, that's cool that her department recognized her in that way. I mean, that's a big feat. I know it took her took a lot of effort and determination for her to get it. So I'm proud of her.
Oh yeah, me too. Extremely proud. I mean, like her boss went and a lot of people, distinguished people from her, or well, not just her field, but her job and stuff. So it was yeah.
That's sweet.
Met some cool people.
Yeah. Did they cater it? Did they have food?
Yeah.
Anything good?
Yep. Chicken. It was all right. It was like grilled.
Oh, okay. How about drinks? Open bar, dude.
Oh, well, yeah. Long story short, I was drinking 805 until dinner came. And they closed the traditional bar and they just had wine. So I had some Pinot Noir.
Yep, that's a good one. It's a good choice. All right, cool, man. Yeah. So everyone out there, thank you for downloading yet again another Cöld Brüe podcast. I am Greg. He is Sorcerer Chromatic, and we'd like to wish you cheers.
Until next time.